Hey, what's up, y'all? This your girl Toya Tell It, and I'm back with another video. This time I'll be reviewing Tyler Perry's Sistas on BET. Now I'm not gonna review the whole each episode of the season because we're at the last episode of the season. So I'm just gonna give a summary of my whole thought of it all. Okay. First question is, am I Team Zatima? Hmm. Well, to clear things up, yes, I am Team Zatima. But I also, in my fair opinion, I also feel like Zatima is sort of moving too fast for my liking. Because, I mean, to say Zach just got out of a 3-year relationship with Karen, and to say that Fatima haven't really experienced the relationship in a while, and the last relationship that she did experience is sour, I just feel like with Zach getting the house and trying to move her in and the whole spinoff, I feel like all of it is just way too fast. Because honestly, we're not like, I'm excited about the spinoff of Fatima, don't get me wrong. But I feel like we haven't really covered, finished covering. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have to call her back. Okay, sorry about that. But we haven't finished covering a lot of the storylines in Sisters. And honestly, I like the whole Fatima and Zach dynamic. Don't get me wrong, but that's not the main reason why I watch Sisters. So I just feel like the Tima, the Zatima spinoff is gonna kind of be more on a Tyler Perry House of Pain type of vibe, if you get my drift. That's just my opinion of it. Because Zach and Fatima really haven't had much of a scandal to make drama out of it. And which is cool because I mean, life isn't all about drama. It's just sometimes that's what makes the episodes more juicier. So I tend to enjoy the scandal of it all. The storylines, the scandalous storylines. Which is why, in my opinion, I feel like Andy and Gary would have made a better spinoff versus Zach and Fatima. Now, don't get me wrong, don't twist me up. I don't care for Andy and Gary at all. I am tired of seeing them together on my TV screen. Do not get me wrong. I love Zach and Fatima together. I feel like they're good for each other. I feel like they're a good match. And they are truly a power couple. But I feel like as well that Andy and Gary have a deeper storyline to play off of for a spinoff, if you get what I'm saying. So, just to sum it all up, yes, I am a Zatima fan. I am Team Zatima. And I am excited about the spinoff and I'm ready to watch it. I'm ready to tune in. And but the real question right here is, are the sisters really sisters? Because I'm not understanding a lot of their relationships. I mean, first of all, I'm gonna start with I don't like how when Karen and Zach first broke up, but Karen seemed to still want her relationship. She seemed to still want to try to work it out, but she couldn't let go of anger. I don't understand why Andy and Danny and them had so much negative. They had so much negative feedback for for Zach. Like they had nothing good to say about Zach. Nothing at all good to say about Zach. They would, low key joke about him, his bicycle, and how he don't have a car, and how, Danny would always joke about how he don't basically have money to buy nothing to eat because he always eating up all her food, always sleeping on her couch. It was just nothing good to say about Zach. You know, even Andy came up with, and this is another thing. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna finish this off. But excuse me. But they just didn't have nothing good to say about Zach. And I can understand why, because Zach was a cheater. He was a cheater. I understand that. But in the same sense, Gary is a cheater. Um, Calvin, he have got caught cheating. Danny, I'm sure you have took the matter of fact, the first guy that you talked about on the show in the very first season, you talked about how he basically kept cheating, wouldn't claim you, but you still kept taking him back, you still kept giving him all your money. So that tells me that y'all don't want to hold y'all men up to the same fire that y'all trying to get Karen to hold Zach up to because he cheated. Y'all was so against this girl working her relationship out after he had cheated. Y'all was against it. Andy, you too. You was even making bets with Karen about blocking Gary and Zach number, and you don't answer them, don't talk to them. We gonna make a bed and we gonna stick to this. We strong women, which is right. I understand, but Andy, in the same sense, you got to understand that Zach ain't no Gary. Zach have not ever done the things to Karen that Gary did to you, and for you to want her to hold Zach up to the, you want Karen to hold Zach up to the same fire that you not even holding Gary up to. It bothers me. So my question is, are these sisters really sisters? Do they really have each other back at this point? Because you had all that smoke for Zach, Andy. You had all that smoke for Zach when Karen basically was trying to fix her relationship with him in the beginning, before things went left again. Now, Andy ain't had nothing to do with Karen calling the police on Zach, blaming him for a stolen credit card, all that there. Now, Karen, you straight up wrong for that. Andy had nothing to do with, with that part at all. And I don't blame Andy for any of that part. But I do blame Andy for not being a supportive friend, because when Karen was the one with Zach, you had nothing good to say about him. Now all of a sudden, Fatima got him. Zach done paid his way and padded his pockets up. Now all of a sudden, you're highly supportive of Fatima being with Zach. You're highly supportive. Now you have nothing bad to say about Zach. I mean, all in all, yeah, he done changed in our eyes, but Andy and the other girls, they don't be around Zach. They don't know really if he's really changed his ways just because he's with Fatima now. They just all of a sudden assume he's the better man. For all they know, Zach can still be a cheater. He just got a little bit more money and another woman on his side, but he could still be a cheater. And for you to unknowingly, Andy, for you unknowingly, if he is still a cheater or not, but yet and still you rooting Fatima and Zach on, that's the same energy I'm sure Karen wanted when she was trying to work her relationship out with Zach. I'm sure she wanted her best friend to kick in and root her on to fix it because Zach wasn't all that bad. He ain't do nothing that these other men on this show have not done to these other women. But they made sure Karen held his Zach feet to the fire. They need to make sure that they hold their men feet to the fire too. That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna come back to that. But I just want to, speaking of Gary, I just want to know, why is he still here? Why is we still looking at Gary inside of Andy's apartment? I mean, I just don't understand this. I really don't understand this. And then when I think Andy finally about to come with tea on the last episode, whenever she confronted Gary about being seen with the girl that they both unknowingly messed around with. Whenever she seen Gary's ass on her Instagram page, she confronted Gary about it before he left out the door. And got the nerve to say, yeah, that was 2 days ago when you told me you were going to the gym. I thought she had some sense. I mean, baby, you have not caught on to the fact that Gary been seeing this woman? Andy, Gary been cheating since last season with this woman. That didn't ring a bell. You talking about 2 days ago? Let's talk about the night when you and Robin met up at the Carlisle. Let's talk about the night whenever you got your girlfriends, got your sisters to meet with you at the Carlisle, so y'all can play like, so you can play like you was having dinner with them when really you was having dinner with Robin. And then Gary pulled up on y'all, and when y'all got back to your condo that night, you don't remember the argument that y'all had, and he stormed out. Somehow he's going to the gym. Yeah, baby, this been going on. This been going on, Andy. Wake up, wake up. Like, girl. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gary set that girl up to go see Robin just to make sure Robin wasn't snooping around in your drawers that night. Just to make sure you come home. He sent Gabrielle to go see Robin. And then you saw him come home. He found out that your underwear all twisted up. Y'all argue. And now you on your way back to Robin. Because everything just happened so quick and so seemed so planned to the point where I wouldn't be surprised if Gary said all that up. Gary probably working with Robin. Ain't no telling. But I'm gonna move on to Calvin. Calvin. Calvin, you cool and all, but I'm gonna need you to stop confusing that lady. Like, I'm gonna need you to stop confusing Sabrina. Because honestly, like that is a lot for a woman to have to receive, especially if she really like a man. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like either you're gonna be real with yourself, so the same way you trying to get Sabrina to be real with you. Like you need to be real with yourself. That's just how I feel. Because honestly, I don't even know if you know what you want. Because it seems like to me you want a more free spirited woman. Like I can understand you say you don't want a man, but I think you're looking for something more free spirited. Sabrina is not that. And I will really appreciate if you stop confusing this woman because honestly, I feel like you make a better match with the Peggy girl that you got caught with. Because she seems more free spirited. All the stuff that you said that she do to you in bed and this and that and using the strap ons and yeah, I feel like Miss Peggy is way more free spirited than Sabrina. And I feel like that's what you want actually. I think that you kind of don't know what you want, Calvin. And you just trying to blame it on Sabrina that she don't know what she want. But I think it's you. I think you're the problem. But you cool though. You cool. Now Sabrina, you not so cool. Like, what's up? Like, loosen up just a little bit, please. Because you seem a little tense all the time. And please stop wearing these plantation pride ass dresses. And I don't mean no harm when I say that. But I am tired of seeing her in these flowy ass, pilgrim pride ass dresses, man. I'm tired of seeing it. I feel like why not dress more? Why not show off a little bit? Like, why not at least wear a tighter dress? You know what I'm saying? You look so 1961 all the time. Child, get it together. Who gonna take that off? But anyways, Maurice, Maurice. I like you, Maurice. I really do. You like one of the most comedic characters on this show. But it seems to me that Maurice has a horrible judge of character. Horrible judge of character. Starting with Alonzo. I mean, how was you blind to that? I just don't understand. Like, and now you got yourself all wadded up with Q and his mess. Child. I just feel like Maurice should learn to choose his friends or partners better. Like, choose them wisely. And if you can't do that, then just learn to love yourself genuinely and enjoy your own damn company. Because at this point, you about to get robbed for the D. You about to get killed for the D. You about to lose your job for the D. It just ain't got too far for the D. And to say you allow him to come back, to say you was gonna meet up with him, and then when you got back to the apartment, you seen him in your apartment, and you just took everything so calmly. You let him sit there and wait on the cops. I would have put his ass. Well, you can't put him out because you don't want him to run, but I would have tortured him. I would have tortured him while the cops were on their way. And I would have made sure he didn't have no extra copy of my key. What if he get out of jail on a bond and I don't even know he come slip back in my apartment? No. I would have made the cops search him down to make sure he do not have a copy of my key. Now I don't know what he got at the house. Cause well, on top of that, I would have just changed my lock. I would have just changed my lock. That's a better idea. I would have just changed my locks because you don't know what he got at the house. He might got extra copies at the house, girl. Ain't no telling. So that's that on that. But I'm gonna get on Karen. Let me start up on Karen for a minute before I'm done here. Karen, Karen. In my opinion, Karen, just move on at this point. You know, just move on, baby girl. Because you like to stress you really like to stress that wig sideways on your head, baby girl. Like it ain't that serious. And why? I want to know why do you trust Aaron so much? I don't understand that. I really don't understand that because this is the same man that knows that his wife blew her brains out at your shop, right there in front of you and Pam. And he still tends to show up to your shop all the time, uninvited, sending flowers, always popping up at his wife's last destination. That don't seem weird to you, Karen? That don't seem questionable? And the fact that you watched this lady blow her brains out in your shop, and Aaron, Pastor Aaron, still have not even offered you or Pam not a lick of therapy because of this. I feel like it's insane. I just, with Aaron, Pastor Aaron, I remember when you was divorcing your wife and you was in Andy's law firm. I remember you agreed to paying your wife, I forgot, some kind of millions, however many millions. On top of that, you agreed to a payment every week or something like that. So you was letting us know right then that you was $1 million man. Okay? That's what I took on that. You was $1 million man, right? So if you got this, if you worth so much money and you got so much money, why haven't you put Karen in the best therapy classes for what she had to see, what she had to go through? For one. For two, I feel like you should have donated, gave that shop a donation just off of the fact that you were the cause of all of that. You should have donated to that shop, to that beauty salon, to Karen's beauty salon, especially when she fell on hard times. When all her clients left, and when Zach came and finally paid her back from all the times that she helped him out, she was like, "Oh, this is right on time, Zach. This is right on time. I didn't know what I was gonna do." Why didn't you know what you was gonna do? When You allowing a $1.2 million man, probably more than that, you allowing him to pop up on you all day, every day, sleep on your couch, sleep in your bed. You waking up with him, going to bed with him. $1 million man, and you didn't know what to do. I just don't even see why you ain't already had that taken care of when you first met Aaron. But I don't know. Something just not right about Aaron, and I'm not gonna keep on letting Pastor Aaron play in my face the same way he been playing in Karen. Okay, moving on. Danny and Preston. I've been hearing a lot of feedback about Danny because of Preston and how she wanted her space with Preston, and now things are starting to, go their separate ways. And everybody's saying, "Oh, it's her fault. It's her fault. She had a good man." I agree that what they had was potentially something great. But I'm gonna have to go with Danny on this one. Like, I'm Danny with this one. I don't agree with a man in my space all the time either. Like, especially if I'm living in a small space. You know what I'm saying? Danny got a studio apartment. Like, that's uncomfortable at times. It gets cringy. So I gotta go with Danny on this one. Like, I feel like that was reasonable for her to have that conversation with Preston and tell him that, it's cool to see each other, a few days out the week, here and there, but not every day. Especially not every day, all day. You who I see when I get off, you who I see when I go to work. It's just like I never get a break from you. Sometimes a woman needs their me time. It's good for the spirit, it's good for the soul, it's good for the mind. It's good. Like, it's worth it. And I feel like if a man can't understand that in the logical point of view, if he feel like he needs to go and entertain another woman now, then he's not ready to be kept. In my opinion, Preston probably wasn't ready to be kept because I don't see anything too much wrong with what Danny did except for not really speak her mind clear enough. She wasn't really being real with him. She wasn't really being clear with him. So therefore, it can lead a person to assume other things. But in the same sense, I do agree with her needing her space. And on top of that, don't Preston family got so much money to the point where he should own different houses? In my book, I mean, according to the the mob of racist brothers that came to Danny's job that day, harassing her about, "Oh, you're not gonna never touch none of my family's money." If your family got so much money, why is Preston even willing to live in that little studio apartment with Danny? Why he ain't working on trying to buy them a house together the same way Zach trying to do with Fatima? I don't understand some of these relationships. It's not adding up. The math ain't mathing. Like, what's going on? So I just don't get that. But I'm gonna speak on. I want to go back to Andy and Fatima's friendship right quick before I get off of here because I'm not really gonna speak on Andy and Gary anymore. Like, they just stupid to me, and I'm done with it. But I do want to cover Andy and Fatima. Excuse my camera, just moving a little bit. But I do want to cover Andy and Fatima right quick before I get out of here because, in my opinion, Andy is just way too supportive of Fatima and Zach's relationship to say that she was not at all supportive for Karen and Zach relationship. And on Fatima's behalf, it's really uncomfortable and cringy for you to keep bringing up Zach to Andy, because you know that that's Karen's best friend, and you should know that that's uncomfortable for Andy. So why do you keep doing that? Why you keep putting her in an uncomfortable position? To me, that's just not what a friend should do. You know, if they trying to be, if you know, if they're trying to not have ill intentions, I feel like that's not something that a friend should do. So therefore, I just want to speak on just how Andy. I just don't understand how Andy got so much. She got so much cheer, I'll call it, for Fatima and Zach. But I mean, all Andy knows Zach could be the same Zach. But all of a sudden you feel like now he deserves a good woman. Now he deserves a good woman because the woman is Fatima and not Karen. And because his pockets is a little more padded. Now he deserves a good woman. Like, I just don't understand. And then when it come down to Karen and Zach, like I I just I honestly feel like a lot of these girls seem to be happy to see Karen all stressed out about Zach. They seem to like it, in my opinion, because for one, they bring it up like whenever on the scene, whenever on the last episode that just went off on the scene when they was in club eating, when they all met up and everything. They bringing up, they talking about Zach around her, bringing up his bank account, bringing up how much money he got. He go Andy talking about tell us all that looking crazy. I'm just like, do y'all not see that this girl is hurting? Do y'all not see that she don't want to hear this shit? Or do y'all just don't care? And honestly, in my opinion, all y'all need to be whooping up on Andy's ass, because Andy have yet, she have yet dealt with those papers that Jasmine sent to all of them, threatening to sue them as accomplices behind Gary. Andy have not yet looked at that paper because Karen then got delivered. She then got served again. So honestly, when Karen came up into the law firm that day to get on Andy's ass, she should have just got on Andy's ass. I don't agree with her trying to fight up on Fatima, calling her all out her name. I don't agree with that. She should have told Fatima to step out the room because I'm here to see you, Andy. Yeah, bring that ass here, Andy, because your ass ain't even went down there and dealt with this shit yet. You have not even brought up this situation to Gary yet. Ever since that night, the same night that I just brought up to y'all, the same night she met up with the girls at the Carlisle, the same night she had to play it off just so she can go out with Robbie, so she could smile him in his face all night. The same night she got caught with Gary, which is the same night Gary went to the gym on that ass. Yeah, all of this happened in the same night. Karen delivered them papers to Andy that same night at the Carlisle. Andy said she was going to deal with it. Andy told them girls not to worry. She was going to deal with it. And as a friend, she should have. But she didn't. She have not dealt with that. So if you ask me, when Karen walked up in that law firm, She should have been ready to whoop all on Andy's ass, not Fatima's. She shouldn't even brought up that situation with Fatima and Zach, if you ask me. Because all that just made her seem stupid and crazy. But she sure had the right to deliver Andy's motherfucking ass. Excuse my language. I was trying not to curse. But she sure had the right to deliver it to Andy the way she did. And honestly, she really ain't do enough because over there at Club Eating, the way Andy tell us, scooting in looking all crazy. No, they should have been telling her, no, bitch, you tell us about these papers that Jasmine keeps serving us. When you gonna deal with that? When you gonna hop on top of that before I hop on top of you? And that's what I feel like these sisters. That's why I feel like these sisters ain't really sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's just not giving sister vibes the way that it should. And so that's just my whole opinion of it all. That's my whole opinion of it all. And tonight I'll be back with more videos when the new episode come on. And I'll be giving my opinion about that as well. And another thing I wanted to touch up on before I get off of here real quick is Tyler Perry. I really feel like Maurice deserves a better storyline than what you're trying to do. Okay? Because it's really uncomfortable. Like this storyline with Q is really uncomfortable. And Maurice, to me, he brings a lot to the show. He brings a lot to the show. So I feel like you need to put some respect on his name and on his character and give him a better storyline. I mean, I feel like he deserves it. So that's all I wanted to say on that. So thank y'all for listening. And feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to set your opinion, we can talk about it down below in the comments. And I'll be back with more videos. Until then, peace.